Kansas. Yeah, that's not Kansas. It's... Come on. Dover. Xfinity. Oh, I can type with gloves on. Okay, so now we're at Dover. And let's see. Now Dover is a pain in the ass because it's a stupid fast track and it's so small and so tight. I mean, look at the straightaways here. They're like exit ramps off the freeway. And you slide around a bit in the turns, and you kind of like got to learn how to manage your slide, especially as the tires wear. But it pays to be around the bottom for the fastest times. Ha! Tastic. Who's winning? Yeah. See, I slide up a little bit, and you know, sometimes it'll give you somebody an opportunity to get below you. That was a 3. Got you? Well, I'm going to get off and eat here in a minute, because I'm starving. I don't want to be hungry tonight. And if you notice, if you look at the... I'm weird. I use the speedometer to gauge. That was a 2. I try to keep it on fresh tires above 150 miles an hour in the turns here, as a general rule. And I try to do that as long as possible. And I let off by the cones. Things happen so fast here, I can't really say if I let off on the first cone or the second cone. It's like, I see the cones, I'm in the cones, and I let off. And then it allows me to set the nose on the bottom and get right back in the gas. And I'm driving it, man. I'm driving it like a boat in rough seas to get the fastest times here. You know, I'm waiting for the front end to rotate in. See, as the tires wear, it takes a little bit longer sometimes. You know, and then it's tricky when you got cars next to you. So I tap the brake to keep the low line, and I literally just touch it. And then, boom. See? Make sure I'm clear, because you can't trust the fucking spotter. He didn't even say clear, I don't think. Yeah, so... And I use that... On the video, I use the guide here, because it actually is a very good guide to figure out your muscle memory and how you want to run during the race when you're not next to anybody. And you notice I am going a little bit tight, but in this setup, it's not a big deal. Maybe not. It could tighten up too. But what I like about this setup is for most of the run, I can run this line. I can follow that tape around the track as long as I let off at the right spot, see? So, you know, the only way you're going to pass me is if somebody just shoves his nose under me and pushes me up. Which I just might have to put you on the wall for doing. Because that's bullshit. You know. Well, not you, Sturdy. I'd let you go. But, you know, like if Mystic did it, I have to get upset at it. You know, kind of thing. I'm just messing with him because he's working on schedules. Yes, there's people in here, but you can't hear them because it's top secret conversations going on. Yep, yeah, you should be in here, Tastic, but you're not. You're off fucking around, so I can't help you with that. Yep, 3% tight, 26 laps of gas. You get a lot of laps at Dover. And it does change, but what I like about this setup is that, and if you really look at how I just did that, and where I let up, and you know, I just tapped the brake, so I could look like I'm like just drove past them. But that's hard to do. You got to learn how to enter a shallow corner, especially at a stupid fast track like Dover, because it's hard enough on worn tires to hit these lines, these marks, you know, without a car next to you. But to enter shallow like this and like just, oh, I can't go up, I got to keep it down. A lot of it is just how you get off the gas and how you get on the gas. See, I got off there because I wanted a middle. See, and I pulled it to the middle. And this is... No. No. You want to come completely off because you want to unload the car. And what I mean by that is, because the question is, you know, it's not, I just pedal it. Well, at a track like Dover, when you're on the gas at the end of the turns, you got 3,000 pounds of gar shooting X amount towards the turn. You get off the gas and then you turn it, right? Because you're supposed to turn it after you get off the gas and before you get on the brake. And now you got the car wants to keep going straight. So if you hit the gas, you're just going to slide yourself up into the next lane and you're going to wear your tires. Because you basically be driving it like a dirt track. So you're going to be, you know, scrubbing your tires, you know, off each turn. Which means you're going to get even slower each lap than the rest of the field that's not driving it like that. Because on asphalt, you want to be as smooth as possible. See? And if you really listen closely, I'm not getting all the way on the gas right away in the turns now that I'm down to 65 and 70% wear on the right sides. See, I'm more casual with it, but look, I'm running at my left wheel's right on the inside of the turns, you know. And it's something that you practice. It's not something that, you know, you just punch a setup in and do. You got to understand what the track is going to do to the car and what the, you know, what's going to happen when the tires wear and how you have to drive it differently. And a lot of it is just really subtle nuances. Like, you know, I mean, I like when the tires wear because I could drive more casually. When the tires are fresh, you know, basically you're doing qualifying laps until you can't do qualifying laps anymore. And what the fuck is fun about qualifying laps? Because, you know, one mistake and you're in the wall or you're on the apron and, you know, it's spun around. So as things slow down a little bit, you can really pick your marks and pick your times and really learn, you know, how to get through the turns as fast as you can. Because if you can do it on old tires, you can do it better on new tires. Because when you go down in there and you know, you hit the gas early on fresh tires and it sticks, it's like, oh. See, I'm down into the 140s in the middle of the turn, right? Well, only 150. So I'm a full, like, 10 miles an hour slower with 16 laps of gas and what? How many laps? 19 laps in. So that's 10 mile an hour slower. Okay, at 20 laps in. Think about that. Yes. And that's a big fall off. And that's why, you know, tire management is so critical because, you know, it's not just about being the fastest on old tires. That helps, but it's also about pit strategy. You know, if you have a, what are we, 100% race is, what, 250 laps or something like that at Xfinity? Was it 200? Yeah, it's over 200 laps, I believe. So say it's 250 laps, right? So you get, what, 30-something laps of gas. So your stages are going to be a pit stop. For Xfinity, I thought it was 200 for truck. Yeah. But for Xfinity, it's more. I believe, right? Because it's a mile track, you know, so it's easy to do an even number. It is 200 still. Okay, so 200. So that's 50. I thought that Sydney was longer for some reason. That's okay. Okay. So we're 23 laps in. I got 11 laps of gas left, so it's like 33, 34 laps. I know. I know. I know. Or 250 for the Xfinity, you know, just a little longer. Because they do that at some other tracks. If you've noticed, the car just went completely out to lunch there. So I'm sliding up into turns and I'm not paying attention. So I'm getting off the gas a little bit more. Adjusting my entry. And if you watch my lap times, so we're down to 24.3 from a 23.2. So that's good. About 1.1, 1.2, about a second and a half from your worst tires, you know, to your from your best is kind of normal. The faster you can make that, the less fall off, you know, of course helps. But here we are, okay, the point I was trying to make is 35 something laps. So say we got 200 laps, that's about a 50 lap stage. So that's like 25 and 25 if you break it up. And I would prefer to do that because with 25 laps to go in each way, you know, or like a little over 20, you don't have to go as slow as you're going to on the old tires. You know? So you're going to actually be faster with the same pit stop. So I'll put 26 laps of gas in. So you don't have to take full... I'm only taking one can, right? So if it's a 50 lap stage, so now I have a little bit of an advantage. I'm a little bit tight, so we'll just open that up a little bit and see if that helps. Because the bigger stagger might help it. So I'm taking 4 tires, leaving the tape alone because it's fine. Yeah, you could put more weight in the left rear, but the left rear is very weird in Heat 4. It just does not engage most of the time. Most of the time you're not on it. If I can figure out how to engage it, because I do like to do that, but I haven't. And I know this setup is pretty good, so I don't want to mess with the balance on it. So now I'm leaving on the apron, right? So I was down to 24 threes, right? So somebody who's going to stay out longer than me is going to be running 24 threes, right? So I pitted, and, you know, I had like 8 laps of gas to go, so say 7 laps. So the person who's going to be out there for 7 laps now, right? I'm going to be catching him at this rate. So say it's 24.3. It's probably more like 24.5, right? But say it's 24.3. Now watch this lap I put down on fresh tires now. With less gas in the tank than he has. 23.1. So how many seconds, how much a lap, okay, if he's doing 1.4 seconds, say, a lap, I'm catching him. While he's, you know, if I'm not in traffic, of course, you know. But that's the potential. Say a second a lap. So he stays out for 7 laps. I'm 7 laps closer to him or ahead of him, depending on where we were in relationship to each other. So I just picked up 7 seconds by pitting the way I did. Yes, sir. I have no idea. So, that's our lesson for today, boys and girls. And I'm not Mr. Rogers, so you can all just fuck off now. Thank you for watching.